Hi everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. This video today is going to be for the MaxiSys MS908P on a 2008 Volkswagen Passat. I believe this is the 2.0, if I'm not mistaken. And let's go for it. So let's gonna turn ignition on. And let me place the camera here. It's gonna see the auto detection. So it's a European Volkswagen. Right, this is the 3C Passat 2006 onwards. You have another 3C, but that's for USA and Canada only. And this is a 2008. It's a wagon. And the engine is gone. Is that one. The engine is the BKP. And this is your main menu. So, vehicle profile. We're going to start from the simple ones. Just takes you back to the vehicle profile, obviously. Repair information. We'll explain you how to do a few things. Let's say, for example, you want to do adaptation of battery on Audi. We'll show you how to do it. Then if you come, let's say, remote key clear, so we'll show you here how to do it on Volkswagen as well, Audi. So it's a little bit of instructions on how to do stuff. So I'm not going to go through how to do every single one, but you can see here which ones it shows you. So there's 2 pages for this. Channel information. So this will show you what each channel does, which can be very helpful. So when you go to info, for example, idle speed, tells you a little bit of information about it. Channels information of basic settings. Once again, is the same principle. And if you press on info, obviously we'll explain what that is. Obviously we'll do this for all these modules here. And DTC help information. Common DTCs. Shows you a bunch of DTCs that you can have. Obviously this is not P codes, it's the Volkswagen codes. You just press on one. That will tell you what that might be. Okay. Search for help. You can input the DTC and obviously it's going to look for it. Back. Okay, so back. Let me go to guided functions first. Okay, so gives the option on these modules. Okay, let's gonna go to a more common module, engine control module. And this is why you can check. So let's gonna, for example, checking electrical fuel pumps. Ignition is on. And basically what it does is guide you through. So you do this, so connect the charger to the vehicle, switch on, current vehicle stage is 11 volts, press the button to continue. So I'm not going to continue here, but basically what it does is it does sequential tests sort of, and guides you through on certain tasks. I'm going to show you. So on these tasks, so you can perform tests and get to a conclusion if there is a problem with one of these electrical pumps or a vent fuel system, or checking compression. So we'll guide you through on how to do it, and obviously prepares the car as well and takes you through. So it can be quite helpful. And obviously you have this for transmission. So it's a direct shift transmission, 0 to E, yes it is. And once you go, it shows you this, that can obviously help you out as well. Would worth to take you through. So you've seen the transmission, brakes. That's why it's going to help you to do it on the guided functions. Air conditioning. No, it's not climatronic. Even comes a little bit in German. So basic settings. We're not going to continue here, obviously, because we haven't touched on that. So central electrics. So this is what you can do. There's a little bit of stuff here in German. Radio. Maybe because the radio is off. Or maybe because there's something wrong with the radio. I don't think it does have park assistance. No, it doesn't. Cruise control. Yes, it does. It does it. No, sorry. It has the cruise control, but not the adaptive one. So it's gonna fail. Wheel dumping, no. Airbags, yes. Don't know if there's anything you can do. Airbag output, encoding. Steering column. It's not supported. Oh, come on. Dash. That's why you can do. It's a lot of page. No, no, no. Yes. It's not supported. Gateway. So here it actually shows you check buzz activity. So here it actually shows you, it helps you on these guided functions to go through a lot, but it shows you actually all the possibilities. It doesn't adapt to remote. It doesn't take away the ones that are not fitted on the car. Right channels, steering angle sensor, high beam no, media player no, special functions probably not. Comfort system, maybe. So you can do a little bit, well, providing, like I said, a lot of this probably is, it shows all the possibilities, even when they are not fitted. So sound system, maybe, probably not. No, I don't know. Maybe. Nope. No, door electronics, it failed on the first one, so on the front one is going to probably fail. 56 radio again. Ah, it's this one. Okay, so evaluating radio code. Evaluating radio code. To evaluate the coding. So this is the functions. No, parking brake. Yes, parking brake is the electronic parking brake, so it's going to have that one. That's what you can do. No, battery regulation, possibly. No. Tire pressure. No. Last one, trailer, no trailer function. Parking, no parking system, no. So that's what you can do. And hot functions. So this is basically shortcuts to a few things. So oil reset, read password is gonna fail on this car, I'm pretty sure. Electric parking, key matching. So there's a few shortcuts here. Let's say, for example, key matching, second, third, and 3.5. Surely this is probably 4th or 5th generation now. There we go. We're gonna come off this. Automatic gearbox. It's gonna be shortcuts to some of the guided functions, to some of the stuff you can actually do when you are scanning the ECU itself, which we'll get there. The video is already 13 minutes just going through these menus. So anyway, let's go back. Let's gonna have a look at programming. Online coding, I'm sure this doesn't work. But let's gonna go, for example, just have a look. I don't know. Say 56. Go on the radio. So it's gonna do it. See if this actually works. So he actually works. He actually connected to the server from hotel, I believe, and obviously he obtained relevant information of coding. We might obtain several coding values. So it shows you current coding, initial coding, historical coding, then a few other values here. Let's press coding. So you can choose the coding you want to code. So basically I've chose the same coding obviously, so but you could code other stuff. So unfortunately it doesn't really show you what this coding does. So it tells you that's the coding, but it doesn't tell you like what digit is what. If you are familiar with these codings, usually you have like two of these numbers is a byte, which will code a certain function on the module. Then you have the other one will code another function. Here it shows you the coding, but doesn't really shows you anything else. It might be different on other ECUs. I've chose the radio for a reason, because I don't want to mess too much with this. But yeah, it worked. It retrieved the codes from the server, the coding from the server. So yeah, but as you can see, all the possible modules are here. Obviously, we know some of these modules, they are not fitted on this car, but nevertheless they come up. And obviously, I believe you can do this with the engine module, with the transmission control, so you can download this coding. Remember, this is coding. It's not programming, it's coding. You can back up the current code of the car. You can backup codes, obtain backup codes, hide functions. What's that? Okay, this is probably codes. What is? Okay, so is what I thought is to code stuff that, let's say, for example, I don't know if it's possible on this car, but let's say, for example, it is possible to code the mirrors to fold when you lock the car, for example. And that function is obviously, you can't do that from the car, but you can actually code the module to do that. So you lock the car and the mirrors will fold. So that's hidden functions that might be on the modules, and that can be coded. But obviously, as you can see in there, it says hidden features might not apply to all vehicles modules due to different configurations. So obviously we know if you don't have electric folding mirrors, even if you code that function, it's not going to work. And that can actually create, in that case probably not, but there's some coding that can create further problems when you code that in the wrong software and configuration settings. It can create problems, so you need to always be very careful when you code any hidden functions. But that's what it is, pretty much. You can have a look to see what's in there. Why not? So let's see, for example, why not dashboard? Probably there's nothing there for the dash, but well, actually it doesn't show you nothing. It doesn't go I don't know. Not really. I thought it would take. Now in this case, it might be other modules. We would be here forever exploring this, so we're not going to lose too much time. But that's the principle behind obtain backup codes. It's going to see there's no backup data for this vehicle. So, okay, so it's data that has been already backed up. Sorry, is if I backed up the data first, then obviously I can go back and obtain the same data. That's why it seems to be. And that's pretty much it, really. It's more coding than programming, really. You can't really do like on BMWs, where you can actually download the softwares and upload, update modules and stuff. This is more based on coding, that's it. And now let's kind of go to what this is about, which is obviously see what the DS708 can do on these cars. On this car, so we found through the gateway 18 modules. It's going to go to the first module. So we come up to live data. Advanced. And obviously shows you a full list. Obviously here on the side you can see the blocks with the different channels. It shows you quite a lot of information, so when diagnosing it can be very helpful. Active tests. Sequential and selective. Sometimes you don't have the option to go selective. So selective, you can select one at a time, and this is what you can activate. Adaptations, we have been there on the other menus. It's probably going to be not much difference. You can probably get all this through the other. We remember seeing idle speed adjustment and all stuff, but I will just show you quick what comes up. So injection, calibrations, put the injector codes and stuff. Basic settings, we know the basic settings. Just see if there's there is documented basic settings, which you have 3. And then is all advanced ID, blah blah blah, coding. Let me see if there's any. No, it's going to take us to that other menu, so it doesn't really. Sometimes, oh, actually, you see, when you press set a new value, it tells you a little bit what you can change. Okay. For example, the coding here is 000078. That's going to say, for example, if I go back, number 8, so that's the last number. So this is going to be the first numbers, so forth. So as you can see in there, where the question mark is where these 2 numbers below are going to be. So the last number, the last digit, if it's a 2, is a manual transmission. If it's a 8, sorry guys, my hand is in front. So if it's a 8, it's going to be a DSG, which it is in this case. So the last digit, it should be a number 8. It's going to have a look, and it is. So basically what happened is, for example, let's say for example I take this gearbox and I put a manual gearbox on the car. Once you do that, obviously you need to tell the engine ECU that the gearbox is no longer DSG and is a manual. So all you need to do is change the last digit to tell them from 8 to 2. So what we would have done, what we would do is remove the 8, put a 2, and code the ECU. which obviously we're not going to do. But just to show you that it shows you a little bit what the code means, or what the settings are on that code. So this is for the engine. Transmission. It's going to be a quite long video, this one. Okay, so this is transmission. A lot of live data, although some of it is not applicable, but basic settings. There's no documented basic settings, so you're gonna have to go by channels, which we're not gonna do that. And we have the coding, which is probably, let me just see if there's any settings. Yes, there is. So for example, if you wanna have this car doesn't have paddles on the steering wheel, so if you wanna have the paddles retrofitted, you're gonna have to code the ECU, obviously. And that's it. Then you have the logins and advanced ID. The secure login online, I can show you, it doesn't work. It's going to try to connect to so there we go. Actually, in this case, but it's not supported. Basically, why is because I have when I turned on the machine today to make this video, I've realized that there is 4 updates available, where one is Volkswagen Group, so that's telling me obviously that there is another software available, but I know for a fact on this software it was not working anyway, so was just saying not available yet, or I think it was the same message that you have seen right at the end now. So brakes, live data, advanced, active tests. This is a sequential active test, so I'm not gonna perform this test, but he's gonna go probably through actuate the solenoids for different wheels and maybe other stuff, the pump, the electric pump and all that stuff. We're not gonna perform that, but is the option here. Adaptations, documented adaptations, which is always better. There they are. Basic settings, documented, which is good. There we go. And the coding. Let's see if they tell us what to, yeah, also give us a little bit of guidance. Air conditioning, live data. This is another Climatronic, so it's not going to have a lot to see, probably, I think, but Active tests. Once again, sequential. We're not going to do it. Basic settings. Documented. That's the only thing you have. And there's no coding. Central electrics. Live data. I do apologize, but I just got a cold. Started a couple days ago, and I'm a little bit rough, but active tests. Oh, we have an option for selective. The selective tests, they pretty much always have the same functions as the sequential. The only difference is the sequential. If you want to reach a test that is 2 positions from the end of the sequential tests, you're going to have to go through every single one until you get to that one. While selective, you can go straight to the one you want. So let's say if you press sequential and the first test is going to do is the on, and then the second test is going to be that one, and the test you are looking for is that one in there, you're going to have to go through all of this before you actually get to that one. So selective is always the quickest way to do. Sometimes it's just another option you need to go through. But so this is the tests you can do. The active tests. Adaptations. Okay. And coding on this module. See, oh, it actually does show you. So there it is. This is quite good if you need to, if you really want to code something. It explains you a little bit of. Very good. You can edit, confirm, and obviously we're not going to edit nothing. It's going to come out. Next module, airbags. Live data. Advanced. Okay, it only shows you correct, no installed, correct. So it just shows you like this. It doesn't show you a real like resistance reading of the. Oh, actually does. Actually does. That's very good. When you are diagnosing airbag problems, this is what you want to have. Is absolutely crucial that you have this. If some modules you don't, and when you don't, you don't. You just need to. I'm actually about. Made a few videos in the past. A little bit off topic now, but I've done quite a few videos on airbags, and was one video that I've done. I can't remember the car now. Where I've used a resistor to test the circuit. There is, you can buy online, eBay and stuff, you can buy an actually tester, which is pretty much 2 variable resistors. I'm going to make my own version, which I'm in the process of buying the parts now. And I will probably will make a video for it, of how to build it and how to use it. And I hope to have a car then to show you, where I can have these values, because we will be able to see live, to test live the tool and the car circuit, obviously. So this is absolutely fantastic. Very good that you have this these resistance readings showing on the scan tool. Active tests, usually not a lot, but I'm not going to even press, obviously. Adaptations. There we go. A lot of these deactivations of airbags, they don't always work. So, coding. So in this case, doesn't show you nothing, as you have seen. So there's no information about what is what. There is a reason though, safety, obviously. Under coding, you can possibly deactivate airbags. Let's say you have a problem on your passenger airbag, and you don't want to fix it. You could just code that airbag off, and the ECU would work as if that was never installed. That I had some cars, I had experiences where that doesn't work because the software inside the ECU does not allow you that. So I don't know on Volkswagens exactly how it's working. I never tried it, but the coding for that doesn't show you what is what, obviously for that reason. Steering column electronics. This is going to be a long video, but okay, live data. Advanced. A lot of not applicable. Active tests. Once again, sequential. We're not going to do it. Now we have some coding here. And we have some information here. Dashboards. Live data. First. Active tests. Sequential again. Your adaptation, which we can do from the auto function menu as well, so, or at least some of it. And we have some coding for the dash. Let's see if it shows what's what. Yes, it does. Let's see the gateway. There's usually not a lot to do on the gateway, but the gateway pretty much monitors and receives information from all the other modules on the car. They are all linked to that module. It's for a reason that is called a gateway. Active tests. Oh, the selective in here. Okay. Not a lot though. We have two codings here. There is. This is long coding as well. So a few bits that you can code. This is special good if you are. Oh yeah, so obviously, sorry. The long coding, the coding 2 usually requires a password for it. So it's like a secure login sort of. So coding, sorry. I don't have the password for the card. So immobilizer, live data, advanced. Sequential once again. Documented adaptations, there is. And only the coding 2, which obviously is gonna ask me to input the code of the car, and which I don't have, so I can't do nothing here really. Door electronics. We'll do one door electronics. We will skip all the other ones because they're going to be all very similar, obviously. Active tests, sequential. We have some coding here. And it shows you a little bit of the coding as well, which is good. Steering assistance. Well, it's not supported. No live data, adaptations. Input the channel number, we're not going to go there. But, well, we can just do it, but I won't have. Let's say if I choose channel 1. Out of range. What happens a lot of the times on these here as well when it says out of range. Sometimes it's not really means out of range. What it means is some adaptation values you need to log in first. So you need to log in with the code, and then some adaptations they become available. Otherwise we'll just say out of range. So it doesn't necessarily mean that function is not working. It's just the fact that you haven't logged in first. Some adaptations and even basic settings they require that. Once again, just curiosity, but yeah. There we go again. So it might be that, or it might be that there's nothing on that channel. We don't know. Once again, security login, we can't do that, or security coding. So steering assistance, there's not a lot we can do in there. Central module, comfort module. Live data. You're gonna see this video probably after the one I've done for the BMW, for the BMW 7 Series, where I pretty much skipped all the ECUs. I haven't done like this. And you're probably gonna wonder why. There's 18 ECUs on this car, the other one was about 35. It just makes videos quite long. I doubt anyone is going to be watching this video at this point. But selective tests, that's what you can select. Adaptations. Documented. And coding. Once again, it's quite good. Pretty much all the coding shows you what the code is what. Without this, you would be absolutely lost to do proper coding. Although some of this information is online, if you look for it. But it's always better when you have it like this on hand. Obviously, was a coding tool which requires login. Door electronics, we're going to skip that one because it's going to be the same as the other one. Parking brake. Live data. Advanced. Active tests. That's sequential, we're not going to do that. Adaptations. No documented, it's not very good, especially on the parking brake, but it's what it is. Basic settings. But we have on the basic settings, which is good. Coding, set one is okay. Shows you a little bit of the coding as well, not a lot, but it's probably not a lot to code here as well. But okay, radio, live data, advanced. Active tests, sequential again, adaptations, documented. We have coding 2. So, hang on. So if you remember, when we did this coding online, it shows you all the other options. But they are not really telling you what that is. If you remember, we recode the same code, but was this one 4400? At least when you come here, it shows you what is what. This is what should be showing on that online coding. Should show you all the other possibilities, but it should show you what is what on each possibility, which only shows you here. But it does show you, which is good anyway. Coding 2, which is a secure coding, obviously. Then you have door electronics, rear left and rear right. It's going to be the same as the other door electronics, so there's no point to go there. Right, a final verdict on this. A lot of live data, a lot of options. I think is quite powerful on the Volkswagen. It's going to be probably this very similar to other Volkswagens like Golf, Jettas and all that stuff. So there is a very good options here. I think it's quite good. Coding shows you a lot of what the coding is, explaining you the different numbers on different positions on the coding, which is absolutely good as well. And that's it, guys, for this video. I think. Hope I enjoy. Well, there's nearly 50 minutes of video here. I doubt anyone's going to be watching the video at this point. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information here that you're going to, find it useful. If you have any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always,